You know, here at New Day, we get pitched a ton of cookbooks, but there's one over the years that's become a favorite among many of our staff members. My executive producer, Joseph, is with me now. So, which book is it?
Good morning, MT. It's called The Weeknight Mediterranean Kitchen. It is seriously one of my favorite cookbooks. I think I got this book about 4 years ago. And it's just like, seriously, every other week I feel like I'm making something from this, but it really is like 2 to 3 recipes that I really come back to over and over again. Yeah. And I just felt like all of our viewers out there should know about this book. But the first recipe is, Margaret Larson actually told me this was her favorite, so then I started making it.
Okay, and this is what
It's
now?
the saffron shrimp, and I made this 2 nights ago. Not because I knew we were having Samantha on today, just because I like it and I make it a lot. I was like, why don't I turn this into a segment on the show?
Well, so how come I've never heard of this? I need the recipe for that.
I know, it's really good. So it's this here, and then I put it over pasta, so it makes it super yummy.
Oh, yum. And then there's the chicken shawarma.
The chicken shawarma and fattoush. I literally make this anytime I'm gonna have guests over because I know it's gonna be a hit. Chicken shawarma, really easy to make. You marinate it with all the fancy spices in the book, and then you make this salad to go with it, well, at least I do. And it's super yummy. It has fennel, arugula, mint, pistachios, tangy dressing.
Is that what that is, arugula?
Yeah, that's arugula. You know what that is.
I love how much, actually I remember when we first talked about Little Ferraro Kitchen and you were like, oh my gosh, I love their cookbook so much. And there's one thing you love about it specifically.
Well,
please share with the class.
And it might be the publisher too, but it stays open when you're using it. How many cookbooks do you have that are just like fall over and not great? This is very user-friendly in the kitchen when you're like busy cooking. And
I actually had a family member give me a cookbook stand when I got married. I didn't know what it was. First and foremost.
Well,
but secondly, when I learned, I was like, oh, this is very handy, but I like that you don't need it with that book.
Yeah, so I love it. You know, I love Greek Mediterranean food. There's so many good recipes in here, pictures for everything. I'm a big fan. So.
Well, speaking of Samantha Ferraro, she is in the kitchen with me this morning, and Passover is just around the corner. And it's celebrated by Jews every year, commemorating the anniversary of the Exodus from Egyptian slavery, as told in the Bible. Matzah, or unleavened crackers, is a big part of the food traditions. So Samantha from Little Ferraro Kitchen, she's back for a bit of a twist on the traditional food. Hey, so Joseph said don't tell her that we're going to be talking about her book.
Can I say that I was about to cry when I heard that? I literally was like almost in tears. I'm like, no, keep it together.
That makes us happy.
Oh my, no, you make me happy. Thank you. I love being here. You guys are like family, really are.
You are family to us. You are. You are. When she brought me cheese fries, little cheese fries, I was like, I'm
We're still talking about it.
Will you marry me?
Oh, hey.
So I love this that you take in a traditional matzah cracker.
Yes.
And we're making it into a pizza.
Yes, we are. So we're not cooking from the book today. We're doing something a little bit different.
Okay.
So these recipes are on my website. And if those who follow me know, I grew up Jewish and I celebrate Passover. And Passover is 7 days. And during that time, we eat a lot of matzah. And I like to kind of have fun with the toppings because matzah can be a little bland if you eat it. But it's, it's okay.
Yes.
But I like to have fun with color and textures and flavors and kind of take influence from different cuisines.
Yes.
And have fun throughout the week. So
I think that's great.
We are making matzah pizza.
Okay, so let's talk about the significance of matzah during Passover. We mentioned the unleavened bread. Can you share why it's so important?
So the Jews had to flee Egypt very quickly, and they didn't have time to bake their bread. They had the bread on their back, and they had to flee. And what happened was it turned into this cracker that wasn't able to rise. It didn't have any leavening agents. And this is what we eat to celebrate that exodus from Egypt.
That remembrance of how brave and much courage it took to leave.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the pizzas that you've made here, because I think they're all very beautiful, and the
fun.
toppings are there's an importance with even the toppings that you've chosen.
There are. Passover is very specific when it comes to the diet or the things that you eat, and different people observe different things. So I won't go into it. That's like a whole other segment.
Yes, yes.
But what we have here is we took matzah and we're making the matzah cracker as the base, like almost as like the crust.
Okay.
So there's a few tips I have because matzah is very thin. It can get a little soggy as it sits.
Yes.
So a few tips I have. I like to pop it in the oven first to kind of dry it out a little bit more. I put a wire rack and just kind of helps dry it out. So when you put more of the wet toppings, it won't. Yeah, but as it sits, it could get soggy. So just keep that in mind.
All right. So don't let it sit too long.
Exactly, and then just eat it right away.
You don't got to ask me twice. I'm ready
just
to eat
eat
it
it
right now. I'm starving.
Okay, so we're gonna assemble a few things. So I have different ones here. So the first one that I'm gonna fry an egg soon, this is kind of a play on a Mexican-inspired breakfast. So there's salsa, there's hot sauce, there's a really nice egg, there's some avocado, cilantro, and if you would like to assemble one of them.
I will for you, Samantha.
Thank you, and I'll fry an egg in the world's smallest
No,
skillet.
look at, y'all, look at this tiny,
I had to
itty bitty.
bring it.
I got to get me one of those just because it's so cute.
I had to bring it.
All right.
So grab a matzo, please.
Okay.
And I'm gonna crack an egg and we'll see if I get any shell or not.
No, I actually just recently learned from a chef who was on the show that I've been cracking eggs wrong my whole life.
You know, I do it, I know. As long as the yolk doesn't break.
Yeah.
But what do they say?
Did you do it like, I always thought you had to do it on the edge of something. And they're
Oh,
like, no,
I
pop,
used to
just-
as well.
What? You know,
Yeah.
now I learned. Okay, so I've got my matzah. Do you want me to take the salsa?
Take some salsa, spread it on the cracker. And I just do like a nice thin layer.
Okay.
And I forgot my spatula, but that's all right. We'll
That's
wing
all right.
it.
We get it out. I'll use my bare hands.
We'll wing it.
All right.
Don't do this, kids.
Don't do this.
Don't
She's a professional chef.
do this,
so,
kids.
so she can do that.
Yes, and this is just a one-time use pan. And just spread a thin layer.
Okay.
And then from here, you can kind of have fun with the different toppings. So
Okay.
I have an avocado here, and I have now a clean knife.
Now a clean knife. Okay. And so you're just putting the pieces of avocado on here.
Exactly, and then you can fan it out and have some fun. And then I have some fresh herbs here. And then here, you can do different things. You can put some refried beans.
Oh.
You can even there's a breakfast called chilaquiles, where you kind of
Yes.
normally you break up tortilla chips and toss it in salsa. Well, you can do the same thing with matzo as well. That would be really fun.
Oh, okay.
So you can really have fun with it and then put a nice egg on top of it and then just
Sorry, I'm
keep
fighting
it as
with
a
this
nice breakfast.
avocado here. It's not as pretty as she would make
Oh,
it.
it's beautiful.
But you know what? It eats the same. What I always tell. May not be pretty, but it eats the same.
That's right.
All right.
And
So there
then
we go.
let's put our egg. I think we're ready.
Okay.
I think this is ready. Let's see if we can.
Easy does
I
a little
know.
egg.
Again, kids, don't.
If you would have, look, I've already.
I am a professional.
Look, we keep it real here on New Day,
God.
Samantha. You know that. Just plop it on there. Who cares? Just plop there. There it's stuck. It doesn't matter. Look what I did to the avocado. Bob's your uncle. It's going to be delicious.
The prettier ones right
There's
here.
the pretty one. There's the one that Amity made.
And
It's so pretty. I love
and then I have some cilantro. We
Okay.
have some hot sauce. It's a nice local hot sauce, one of my
Little
favorites.
cilantro.
And then that's it. You can have this for breakfast all through Passover.
Oh, El Fuego. Pineapple pie.
That's really good. Yeah, it's a local.
Shake
Can
one.
I plug? It's a local
Yeah, sure.
Bellingham small business, and she makes amazing hot sauces.
Oh, that's
Yeah, she has all
cool.
different kinds. Really, really delicious.
Oh, man. All
Yeah,
right.
that one's really good. It's a
I'm
little
gonna put some of
sweet.
that. Ooh, it is sweet. It
Yeah.
smells good.
It's a
I
little
do love-
spicy, so
Okay, so don't go too heavy.
I think that looks
well,
beautiful.
maybe just don't eat that part.
I would eat that absolutely right now.
I want to eat this. I can't eat this right now on TV. I'm getting in trouble already for the way I eat on TV. So go ahead.
Oh no, yes. Yep. So one's done.
Okay. And I like that you have, the influence from Mexico. What other influences are we bringing in?
So we also have a really classic kind of margarita. So if you were to think of a pizza, normally you would think of marinara and some
Right.
mozzarella cheese and fresh basil. So I like to keep it classic with this one, and that's
Yeah.
what I do. I make a really good marinara. I let it thicken so it's not too wet. Spread a thin layer on the
Okay,
matzah.
gotta get a little bit thick.
I think so, because
Yeah.
again, if it's watery, it will
Just
get a
roll
little
right off
soggy.
your matzah.
Some mozzarella, and if I had an oven, we would just pop it under the broiler just to melt it. But I have a little flame thrower.
I've always wanted one of those things.
We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, we get the idea. But you would just melt the
heat it
cheese.
up.
Yeah.
Bummer. All right, that's fine. And then finally, is this a Thai?
So Thai inspired. So
Okay.
really creamy peanut sauce. And again, you can do sesame, you can do a tahini based one,
Mm-hmm.
you can do an almond base. And what I did was there's other flavors. So there's like some sweet, there's some sugar, a little hot sauce,
Yeah.
a little acid from rice wine vinegar. Blend it up, make it smooth, spread it on.
Yeah.
And then I top it with a really bright kind of salad of cabbage and carrots and
You could
cilantro.
put chicken on that too, couldn't you?
I think so, absolutely, yeah. And there's no dairy on that, so if
Yeah.
you wanted to not have
Okay,
milk
so if
in
you
the
wanted not have dairy.
For
if that-
this one, yes, you can do-
okay.
you can do
But if
chicken.
you were just making it for whatever, you could put.
Oh, absolutely, delicious.
That is amazing. I love all those options, but I really can't ignore. What's that?
Oh, okay. Well, we're not making this, but I thought it'd be a fun teaser. So another favorite for Passover is something called matzah toffee. And what you do is you spread your matzo out, you melt some butter with some brown sugar, you let that get thick, and then you spread it onto the matzo. And then you spread some chocolate. I put some really nice thick Maldon sea salt on top for a little sweet salty bite.
Yes.
And it's honestly one of my favorite things to eat during Passover. Like I wait every year to make that.
This is delicious.
Isn't that
Oh
so
my
good?
gosh.
I will send you the recipe. It's
Please.
very easy.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
it's very easy.
This was delicious. I love this so much. Before I let you go, do you have any family Passover traditions that you are proud to keep alive?
You know, I make matzo ball soup every single year, and I cannot wait.
I just got my gluten-free matzo in the mail.
Yep.
I'm gonna make
matzo ball soup.
too.
I'm like, I can't wait till I make it. I wait every year for it.
I can't either. I'm so excited. Well, Samantha is sharing her
thank
matzo
you.
pizza recipe with all of you, with the toppings, everything you need to know. Just go to our website, or you can text the word recipe to 206-448-4545. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.